This is how I get wild. You at your job and you want people to come into the walk. They're not going to come into the walk because of you. Because you don't look like your father. Because no man knows the Father but the Son. They don't know him. You come in here, you say, man, I bend my knee to Adonai. He's my master. He's Aluwa. So it says that the Father and the Son are, come on, man. So now, you the only way they can hear anything. That's why he's wishing to speak to you plainly. It's given unto you the oracles of Yahuwah. The secrets that belong to Yahuwah are to the children. Because the Father speaks to his Son plainly to execute a specific thing. Oh man, y'all might not get this. Matthew 11, 20 through 24. Listen what it says. You're going to start seeing this pattern of what he's saying. Then he began to upgrade the cities where the most of his mighty works were done. He went from city to city and did these mighty works because they repented not. Woe to Chorazin, woe to Bethsaida, for their works which done in you. Woe to Tyre and Zidon, which repented for a long time in sackcloth and ashes. But I say unto you, it's more tolerable in the day of Tyre and Zidon in the day of judgment than you. At Capernaum, which are exalted to the Shamayim, you're going to be brought down to Sheol. For if the mighty works that were done in thee had been done in Sodom, it had remained unto this day. But I say unto you that it should be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for you. I was reading this thing, and then I said, man, that's what Yahuwah is doing with us right now. Babylon is being judged. Why? Because the Son has revealed himself. The Son, nobody knows the Father but the Son, and the Son but the Father. So Yahushua says he gave you the, adoption of sons. You have been adopted to Yahushua. I told you this before. Yahuwah is your granddaddy. That's your granddaddy. Yahushua is your father, if you in that order. So now you become the son. He's become the father. So now you have to mirror him. That's the whole purpose in the process. So when he's saying this, now the son has to go through all these cities. He's going to go through Chorazin. He's going to go through Bethsaida. He's going to go through Tyre and Zidon. All of those times that he was there, they're supposed to repent. Where Abraham was in Babylon, they should have repented, but they didn't. So he came back and slaughtered them. Man. I'm trying to get y'all to see this thing. So it was war unto Babylon. It was called the slaughter of kings. The chief king at that time was Shalamar, the king of Babylon. Then you had Tidal, king of nations. All the rest of them. It was a world war. But Abraham is from Babylon. Shem was in Babylon. During that time, he became the son. Yahushua called him friend. Son him. He became the reflection of that. Now, he's the son because no man knows the son but the Father. They didn't even know what his name was. Listen, people, they didn't even know what Yahuwah's name was. They were just calling him All. And other cultures calling him Baal. Nobody didn't know what his name was. Someone called him El Elyon. They knew he's the Most High, but nobody knew who he was because nobody knows him but the Son. Our people didn't even know who his name was until Moshe came out to Mizraim. They forgot it. Who says, man, I'll tell the clans, my name is Yahuwah. Oh, but then y'all been calling me El Elyon. Y'all just knew of me. Because no man knows the Father but the Son. So we're in the same process right now. Look at this. We would have healed, but she cannot be healed. Let us leave her and go to his own land. Is not that what he told Abraham? He says, get up, leave your father's house. Every man go to his own land, for her judgment has reached to the skies and rises as high as the clouds. This is the order. This is the Yahusha code. It happens over and over again. This is why it says those who go on from the doctrines of Mashiach, because Mashiach had doctrines to teach you to go back from sin, to turn from sin. But you can't even become it. If you can't deal with sin, you can forget about becoming a son. You can forget about it. If you can't deal with sin, you can forget about being a daughter. Because ain't nobody going to give. The father's not going to invest in somebody that's going to destroy his house. That's why there's a prodigal son. Somebody that goes off. And he got to return and humble himself before the father. Let's look at this pattern again. Mark 8:38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he cometh in glory with his Father and with the Kodashim, or the set apart angels. Malas. Luke 1:31. But before we get that, let's look at this. Whoever shall be ashamed of me and the words in this adulterous sinful generation, that's y'all. Some of y'all gonna have a daughter, a father, a son, and they're gonna be ashamed of your words. You're gonna go to them and you're gonna speak this word to them. You're gonna witness to them, and they're gonna reject it. Right? So of him shall also the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh with the glory and the Father of the Malachim, or set apart Malachim. So even in the context of the kingdom, they're gonna be turned away. You know there's gonna be porters at the gates. So they're going to have to meet a man before they meet Yahusha. Luke 1:31-33. Let's look at this. And behold, I shall conceive in that womb, that shall bring forth a son. Let's call his name Yahusha. Only reason why I put that name up there is for people that's new to the channel, so they know that it is his name is Yahusha. He shall be great. He shall be called the Son of the Highest. And Adonai, Yahuwah Lord, shall give him the throne of his father Daud. He shall reign over the house of Yaakov forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end. Who is that? That's the sons. Is not Yahusha the highest? So if you're a son of Yahusha, that means you're the son of the highest. Was not promised that you receive the throne of your father? Did not Yahuwah say that you will not lack Daud to have a son to reign on his throne forever? Are you not the children genetically of David? Will not you reign in the house of Yaakov forever? One thing I sought after Yahuwah, that I may do what? Where? Y'all like y'all scared to say that thing. And his kingdom shall be of no end. Listen, in the house, does the son rule over the father? No. But is that house also the son's? Yes. Does not he rule in that house? Yes. Can somebody from another house rule over him? No. Let's keep going, man. John 1:16-18. In the fullness we have received in grace for grace. But the Torah is given by Moshe. This is all stuff that Yahushua is saying to them. Grace and truth came by Yahushua Mashiach. No man seeth a lure at any time. Only, which is where? He has done what? Okay. No man has seen a lure at any time. Only the begotten son. So I told y'all this before. Christianity told you that begotten means the only. That's not what that means. The word Yakin means the chosen. Abraham had more than one son, but they call Yitzhak his begotten. Yakin means the chosen son. Right? So he says, no, as any time, nobody ain't seen, if y'all seen Yahuwah Zabo walking down the street anywhere, ain't none of y'all seen him. Have y'all saw Mashiach, Yahusha, walking down the street anywhere? So who's going to declare him? The sons and the daughters. Because no man has seen the Lord at any time. Nobody knows the Father but the Son. The begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father. You have to be in the bosom of Yahusha. You have to be, he has to be what? The bishop of your nefesh. That's why anybody that say they love Yahusha and continues in sin is a liar. A liar. They are a bold-faced liar. They don't mean, listen, don't mean, there's between you transgressing at times and you in sin. It says continue. You continue, you practice sin, you a bold-faced liar. You ain't you don't know about no Yahusha. Neither are you born again. Speaking in tongues, healing the sick, all that stuff don't mean nothing. If you don't have no fruits of the Ruach, you don't have it. Whoever don't have the Ruach of Mashiach is none of his. John 3:32-36. We have seen and we've heard, and he that testifieth, and no man receive his testimony. What does that sound like? What we have seen and heard that he testifieth, and no man receive his testimony. Who is that? That sound like you. Did not you go to your dad with a testimony? Anybody went to their families with a testimony? Did they receive it? But you testified of what you did what? Saw and heard. We testified of what we seen. And they still don't believe. The prophet says, who has believed our report? They don't believe it. He that hath received his testimony has set to his seal that Allah is true. For he whom of Allah hath sent speaketh the words of Allah. For Allah give not the Ruach by measure. He don't give you a little piece of the Ruach. Listen, 35. The Father loves the Son. And he hath given what? He that believeth on the Son has everlasting life. And he that believeth not on the Son shall do what? So you got to realize that the only person that knows the Father is the Son. And the Son and the Father. The Son and the Father are. Listen, he even told them, he says, go forth and immerse people in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Ruach HaKodesh. And they said, okay, in the name of Yahusha. Then they went back and said, ain't no other name. So the Son is the Father. The Father is the Son. They're one. So you look at this, he says, the Father loveth the Son, but he said that you see certain ones he gave the power to become his sons. Because there's certain ones that's in his bosom. Everybody that's in his bosom, all things are given to him. He says, you're going to sit on what? 12 thrones judging the 12 tribes. Says, do you know that the Kodashim shall judge the world? The world. Why? Because they're in his bosom. That's why they sit around arguing, man. Can we sit on your right hand, sit on your left? What can we sit with you? We know you the Father. We know we are sons. Matter of fact, Yehukanah was called the one that Yahusha loved. Now let's look at you now. So that means he the Father. Now you stepped into the role of being a son. All things were given into. So that means what are things are in your hand? That means what things are in your hand? If you don't believe that, that's why you're powerless right now. If you don't believe it, that's why you're powerless. You got to believe that all things are given unto you. You can't say that Yahusha is a Lord and then believe that not all things are given to you. You can't say that you the Sar, Yasaral. You saying you Yasaral. You a Sar of a Lord? You a prince? But all things not. It's not all things that the king have given to the prince. And y'all scared to say that? The Father loved the Son, has given all things to his hand. Why? Because he ruled over everything. He that believeth on the Son has everlasting life. Why? Because they have to, who has believed your reports? They have to believe you. Why? Because no man has seen a Lord. Nobody knows the Father but the Son. So he's saying Eliyahu. Why? Because Yahusha not going to come down and talk to them. He going to say, you're my Yahoo. Why? Because he's not going to come and talk to them. They're going to have to believe his son. They're going to have to believe all the prophets. Rising early. You know, you would say that a lot. I said the prophets doing what? Rising early. Because I'm not going to talk to them. Because they have nothing with me. Because they're not my sons and my daughters. My bad, y'all. So look at this.